Now, let me introduce the second speaker. Yusa Aoki from Hosei University will deliver the speech under the title of Bento or Bomb. Bento or Bomb. Yusa Aoki, please come up to the center of the stage.
Thank you, the Masters of Ceremonies, distinguished judges, and all organizers. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Imagine opening your lunchbox and finding a ticking time bomb. Your favorite curry, that crispy fried chicken, the lunchbox you open with a smile. Food is meant to bring joy, comfort, and love. Yet, beneath its delicious appearance, every meal hides a secret question. A bomb is threatening because it can hurt people and you never know when it will explode. Food poisoning is the same. It hides in ordinary food, invisible until it strikes. So, every lunchbox asks us the same question: bento or bomb? This invisible assassin has a name: food poisoning, and in Japan, it is not rare. According to the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, over 1,000 cases of food poisoning are reported every year, affecting over 20,000 people. While the number spikes during hot and humid months, food poisoning does not disappear when the air cools. Food poisoning does not only come from homemade bentos. Even ready-made meals, ration dishes, or takeout food could be the one if handled or stored in the wrong way. Whether you cook, buy, or eat out, none of us are completely safe from this invisible enemy. Our enemies have difficult names: Campylobacter, hiding in raw chicken; Staphylococcus aureus, from our hands; Clostridium perfringens, that multiply silently in cooked dishes left at room temperature. They march like invisible army across our food. And when they strike, they don't just cause discomfort. They shatter normal life. Stomach pain, diarrhea, vomiting, and fever. For children, the elderly, for even healthy adults, hospitalization, or in rare cases, even death can follow. Back in 2011, a tragedy in Japan reminded us of deadly truth. At a barbecue chain restaurant, a raw beef dish called yuke, contaminated with bacteria, led to the death of 5 people, all because of poor hygiene management. People died not by fate, but by preventable mistakes. I too have faced this enemy. When I was a high school student, I proudly packed my own lunch: rice bowls, cherry tomatoes, and crisp lettuce. It looked perfect, it smelled delicious, and it seemed safe. But within hours after having it, stabbing stomach pain and relentless nausea brought me to the hospital. Tests reveals that my lunchbox, which would look harmless, was the source of attack. That day, my lunchbox gave me a cruel answer. It was not bento. It was a bomb. At the time, I didn't understand how it had happened. Later, I learned that shaping rice bowl with hot rice and unwashed utensil had created the perfect breeding grounds for Staphylococcus aureus. But the food looked normal. No warning signs, just a silent weapon waiting to strike. Have you ever heard of 3 golden rules for preventing food poisoning? They are: don't let bacteria get on the food. Don't let them multiply, and kill them when you can. From these rules and from my own painful lesson, I arm myself with 5 simple weapons to disarm the bomb in my lunchbox. Weapon 1, the clean blade. Wash every utensil thoroughly before and after cutting raw meat. Better yet, use separate bowls for meat and vegetables. Even a drop of chicken juice can ignite disasters. Weapon 2, the shielded hand. Wash your hand with soap for at least 20 seconds before cooking. Or use gloves when handling food. Weapon 3, the fire. Use heat wisely. Cook chicken or eggs until the center reaches 75 degrees for at least 1 minute. A kitchen thermometer can be your best ally. Weapon 4, the cold wind. Let food cool completely before setting the lid. Steam trapped inside becomes moisture, and the moisture becomes an ally to germs. Weapon 5, ice. Keep your lunchbox below 10 degrees with ice packs. According to Japan's hygiene guidelines, most food poisoning bacteria multiply between 20 degrees and 50 degrees, a range known as danger zone. Keep your lunchbox below that line stops the bomb from ticking. Place them directly on top of the box for the maximum effect. These are not complicated moves, but they are weapons. And since the day I picked them up, I've carried them into my bottle every single morning. Since then, my bento has never turned into a bomb again. From today, I hope you also carry these weapons with you in your life. Because with them, your lunch will never turn into a bomb. Instead, it will always be what it should be. Food that brings joy, comfort, and love. So, when you prepare or buy your lunch, rain or shine, summer or winter, remember the choice in your hands. Bento or bomb. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yusa Aoki. Then we will have a question and answer session. Dr. Sasayama, please begin.
All right, thank you, Yusa. I thought your, speech was very informative, and I learned a lot from it. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so let me ask you a few questions. So the 5 weapons that you introduced seem very useful when we cook for ourselves. Are there any, sort of advice that you have, things we have to be careful of when we eat out at a restaurant?
Thank you. For when you eat out at a restaurant, I really recommend you to choose a restaurant which is very clean, like visible hygiene is very well done, because sometimes like visible hygiene management is like led to the all hygiene management. Like we cannot see like back rooms of this restaurant, but if they keep the very clean restaurant, like clean seats, that means they're doing hygiene management well. So that means they're doing background hygiene management as well.
All right, thank you. So next question. Imagine you're invited to a potluck party where everybody brings their food, right? So you prepare your food very carefully, but you don't know how other people have prepared their food. What would you do in that situation?
For me, I think it's kind of awkward, but I would avoid eating some like high risk food, such as like non-heated one. Like if it's like heated, it's kind of like lower risk than like roast beef or like those things. So I would avoid eating like some non-heated one.
All right, thank you. Let's see. So my third question would be, so in Japan, we eat a lot of raw things, right? So sashimi, yuke, or raw chicken, which is not imaginable in the US, for example. So why do you think that is? Do you think it's cultural, or do you think there's any, scientific or maybe hygienic reasons for that?
You mean like eating those raw foods are like cultural things or not? I think it's sometimes it's like cultural, like eating sashimi or something like from like very past in Japan, but I think it's like traditional, but it triggers a problem. So that's why we're having like food poisoning people who get like food poisoning. So like I think we really have to be careful. Like individual management, like hygiene management is like so important.
All right, thank you. That's it from me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sasayama. Then, Dr. Jacobson, please.
Okay, thank you very much for your speech. I wanted to especially praise your gestures and facial expressions, which I really think added a lot of life and depth to your words. First question, after your own experience with food poisoning, which habit was the hardest for you to change?
The hardest part was keeping my lunchbox below the very safe line, because like my 5 weapons are kind of easy for me, because that is like getting normal when I cook. So, but like keeping my lunchbox below 10 degrees are like kind of difficult, because I have to use like some thermometer, like some lunchbox that keeps my food very well. But it was kind of hard to find very expensive lunchbox.
Okay, great, thank you. As for one of the central themes of your speech, fear can be a powerful persuasive tool, but it can also lead to exaggeration. How did you decide to make your bomb imagery, and how strong did you want to make it without causing unnecessary panic?
I think it's not like a exaggeration. It's a like emphasis of the problem. So I chose this topic because I really want everyone to. I really want people to be like get like very it's like awareness, like individual awareness is like very important. So if people get like food poisoning, after that they really be careful. But if they don't get like food poisoning, they don't really think it's like a big problem or like it's not that danger. So I really wanted everyone to feel it's very danger, and the prevention is like very important. So I chose this topic.
Great, thank you. Next one. Food safety obviously is an individual concern, but it also depends on corporate and governmental regulation. Where do you think responsibility should lie between people, businesses, public authorities?
For people, individual, our like management is very important, and for business, in Japan, like HACCP system is mandatory from 2021. So every restaurants are like doing HACCP management, but if they're doing HACCP management, the food poisoning still occur. So the government have to check like those restaurants carefully, and also like HACCP organization So the government have to check the organization of HACCP, and so HACCP will be more strict, and so that like every restaurant will be like very more careful about the food poisoning.
Great. I guess last one, a quick one. You make the speech in Japan, which actually has some of the best food safety practices in the world. What do you think is worth praise about the way Japan handles food safety?
In Japan, I think like raw meat like yuke or like torisashi or like those kind of raw foods are like very the worst things. It's really good, but like it really triggers the food poisoning, so it's the worst one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jacobson. Again, thank you so much, Dr. Sasayama, Dr. Jacobson, and Yusa Aoki. Yusa Aoki, please return to your seat. Please give the judges a few minutes to mark their judging sheets.